sit in on these council
The
meetings.
star of the show is here.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One by one, and I'm going to let Adam take the
I put in here, you guys can read over them. I'm gonna read all over it. It'll add things like keeping up the fire station, maintenance on the vehicles as far as taking them off, make sure they're in operating conditions, going out checking fire hydrants and ease of access for our apparatus, things like that. And there is some preferred qualifications on there. If it doesn't work out with the current employee, I would like to recommend that we put an application out, and if we can find somebody with these preferred qualifications, they can also help us with these volunteer fire calls during the day. As you guys know, there's about 4 of us running calls right now. It's a tall task. I told you guys last month we were dispatched to 71 calls in August, September 75, and so far this month we're 26. And that's hard on 4 of us. But I just want to reiterate, this is not a specific fire position. It's just trying to change the duties of the current position to encapsulate some of the fire department things that we're able to get done. That's going to ultimately affect us on ISO ratings that are coming up, things like that. We can't keep up our hydrants. We've got hose testing coming up. We're going to have help with things like that. Just the day-to-day operations, not including running calls. So that's really what this boils down to. The job summary's down there if you guys want to read it. If you have any questions for me, I'll send on to Robert to try to help you with that. Robert, do you have any thoughts on that?
It's just we discussed it, and I think we've mentioned in the past, like especially on our hydrants and stuff, keeping our hydrants where we can, in some cases, just see them. We've gone around and we've cut, and within a couple of months they're just right back up because we just don't have the personnel. Even if we do it on a meeting night, you can't do hydrants in the dark, so it's just it's too dangerous. So if we got time during the day where somebody could go out and take care of those things.
Is this something that can be done during the winter months? When it's not as busy as the park?
Oh, I would think so, absolutely. I mean, it's like maintaining the paint, on them to make sure that they, that they're in good working order. You don't have to flow them, but once a year, but that kind of thing. But it's just simple. It's the simpler side of what what needs to be done. We just don't have the. It's hard to it's just hard when everybody gets off work. If they do, if we can get them to come in, like I said, it's dangerous on the side of the road when you're trying to even if you're just trying to weed eat around the fire. So, but just simple things like that kind of thing.
Justin, got any thoughts on that? I mean, really right now, without having an open position, it's just something that's a suggestion anyway. But
That's right.
I
You know, as far as the
talk about.
As far as the day-to-days, obviously, whoever's going to do those things would need to be trained in how these trucks are checked, how they're maintained, to be ready for calls, things like that. I put a number on here that person would do about 20 hours at the fire department. Not to say they can't do anything at the town at that time, just generally they'll be located at the fire department doing the day-to-days, mopping, sweeping, keeping the building up, keeping the apparatus up, washing the apparatus as needed, keeping fuel, what have you.
I tell you what I'd like to see in the interim is if we can come up with some kind of solution to get somebody paid during the day here. In the paper call, if y'all could,
That's something we're going to talk about in the fire side on the business meeting.
because I think that would probably be a more immediate need for us to try to get coverage. That would be great.
We've had some interest in that, and several people that have contacted us, but they never, most of them don't, they end up going 48 hours on an ambulance or something like that, so it's.
If y'all would do the A Lincoln for me, what everybody's saying are the pros of doing something like that, and right now, what the cons, why they wouldn't do it with us versus a West Lawn or a Homerdale. Put a pro and con together, and let's look at that and see if there's some of the things we can do from one column to the other.
The do have one question in regards to that, for you, Mr. Sheriff. It has been brought to my attention that, the personnel within the fire department cannot be paid if they sit on a council position. Is that accurate? A pay per call. And the reason I ask that question is either of those people had no part in any of the, pay scale, what we would pay for, what we won't pay for. They will not be heading up what dictates being paid for calls, because ultimately we have to have a cap on calls. We can't pay 10 people to run a general medical call, obviously. With them not being involved in any aspect of this, are they able to be involved in the pay per call, or do they have to be excluded?
But it's always been the policy. I don't know that it's per se illegal. I just think the options have all been bad, and I've always recommended we not do it, and we've never done it. So
Okay.
I just think it's.
I would abstain anyway, but I know that,
I understand. I just wanted to check with you guys so that I don't want to do anything that's going to get anybody in trouble. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that mainly myself and Robert have come up with all these numbers. We'll be overseeing the month to month when they have to turn a volunteer log into it, say they ran this call, these are the amount of people that were on it. We dictate if 3 people get paid, if 10 people get paid. It's got an outline of who gets paid. Obviously licensed personnel take priority.
Gotcha.
That would make sense. But being as he and I were the only two that formulated this, it wasn't tailored to anyone saying, oh, well,
Gotcha.
Wednesday
Okay.
Joey can get $46 for this call.
So it's
They
basically-
had no,
Okay, so that's even on that. Okay, no problem.
so they were, obviously he said he was staying, but they would be within their rights in the volunteer world to be paid per call if they turn in a log because they have no involvement.
Can't tell them they can't come.
Absolutely. So, great.
Actually, in some cases, it seems like it's hard to volunteer nowadays.
I just want to make sure we weren't doing anything we get in trouble for.
all righty. Is that it?
I think so.
All right, let's go to standing committees.
Where the fire plug is?
Let's talk about it after the meeting. I've already taken pictures of all that.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right, legal?
Yes, sir. I have added something to the agenda. Judge Greg Reed and Judge Aldridge, our circuit court and probate court judges respectively, have asked the council to consider passing this resolution. They are asking to gather our legislative delegation to pass a constitutional amendment to put on the ballot in November of 26, which will give our probate judge, since our new probate judge isn't a licensed attorney, some extra powers that normally a non-attorney probate judge doesn't have. Basically, what it would do is really, really help out the legal system in that Judge Aldridge could do some things that normally we would have to go to Judge Reed's court to do. She would have equity powers, which really selfishly would make my life a lot easier, and it would make Judge Reed's life a lot easier. A lot of things that have to go to his court now for equity jurisdiction could be handled in Judge Aldridge's court since she is a licensed attorney. So
And so they're both supporting it.
yeah, they need our representative town asked me to bring that to y'all if y'all will pass that resolution in support of it, just to add support for our legislative delegation. But it will be something that will be on the ballot in November anyway for the citizens to approve or not. But it would help our legal system a lot, especially Judge Reed's court. It would keep a lot of things where Judge Aldridge could handle in her court today going upstairs to circuit. So.
What's the council's wishes on that resolution?
I'll make a motion.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, senior center, community center, if we've got any report on that.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk to Cass.
Numbers are way up. She's in the double digits now.
Wow.
She wound up having a couple of days last week where she had 11 people.
I ran some flyers and I got with a graphic design person and they made me a couple flyers to run the, video.
She's normally doing something with the seniors, like taking them out one day a week and trying to do something, even if it's something small. I did find out the reason that she was able to get her numbers so high is JR couldn't make the deliveries one day, so she did it. And she went and introduced herself to everybody and invited them to all come to the community center.
So they come in.
So a lot of them wound up coming, that some of them have said they were homebound, but maybe not really. But nevertheless, the numbers are, I mean, just way bigger than what they've ever been. It's always been 2 or 3 people, and now she's got it in the double digits, and she's actually doing activities with them on a daily basis, and she was like, even the ones that act like they don't want to participate, wind up participating.
Look, if she has got Miss Faye happy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and laugh, Leslie.
Well, that was a good hire. I think,
Yeah.
you know,
She has got Miss,
She was
she
perfect.
has got Miss Faye happy, so that's all I'm going to say. Everybody else here knows Miss Faye, and she is happy.
She's got a
She's very easy to get along with. All the seniors love her.
Yeah.
I mean, how they thought she was moving a month ago, and they started trying to find their houses in Locust before she did. And she's
Yeah.
like, they weren't even for sale, they were fine. So, yeah, I think we've got a good hire there. Numbers are up. I think everything's going well. We just
Yeah.
get that parking lot part
Yeah.
fixed, and we should be good. To my knowledge, I don't think there's any other issues at the community center unless there wound up being a water leak. Did you run that?
It was a tornado.
Okay.
It was isolated to 3 little incidents and we think it just got stuck and ran all
Okay.
weekend, so.
So we're good on that. Yeah, everything else should be good. And gutters just recently got coming out.
Yeah.
So Joey White's not here. Does anyone have anything on the park board to report?
I do have that the softball lights are, they may be done right now, or it might be first thing in the morning, CNL. We had some rain the other day while football practice and sparks were flying out of one of them that's had a broken lens. So CNL got straight there Monday morning and started doing them so that we couldn't be, have any issues. Cause that was the first we've ever heard of that. We did know a lens was broken, but never heard that it shot out sparks. So luckily, that's already replaced now. So I think they should be wrapping up either in the morning, whatever, it was 13 lights that got replaced.
And then once we do that, softball field will be ready for them to start.
Yes.
The season next year.
I think that was the only news.
Yeah, I think everything else in the park was kind of covered in some of the other players that we did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have one other thing that I have noted here. I just wanted to say that I appreciate that we've had the audience that we've had. I know we have 3 people here that are very interested in the open council position. Once we seat the new council in November, then we will officially have an opening and we will announce that opening, and we invite anybody that's interested to officially submit for that. But along with that, one of the things I would like to do is form a mayor's advisory committee to do some planning, some strategic planning for the community. So whoever doesn't get selected, I would like to invite some of y'all to be a member of that. So I know that the 3 of y'all are all 3 interested, and I think we could make good council people. But if since we only have one position, I think to keep y'all involved in advising the council, I think we would like to have y'all's input in other ways. So
Believe it or not, we don't know the answers to everything. So it'd be nice to have some people in the community to.
Well, there you go. You just put all 3 of us on there. We know all the answers, don't we?
I'm hoping.
So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I've been really pleased in the last 3 or 4 months that we've had the audience, we've had people getting involved in all of that, and I appreciate that because we value everybody's feedback. So that being said, is there any public comment on anything that we've covered tonight, or if not, we'll be available after the meeting for any specific questions or anything. Yes, sir.
I think
And then our first regular meeting will be November 11th. All right, if, there's nothing, yes,
Just
sir.
a reminder for everybody, Friday's homecoming. They moved the parade from Thursday night to Friday morning, so it'll be Friday morning, 9 o'clock. And then they got festivities going all day at the school,
I'll
obviously.
be teaching.
Yeah, I'll be with you.